Well, we share a hatred of communists, but I'm sorry to disappoint.
Come on, dude. Yeah, I listened to your Rob Noor debate. I listened to it. It's like
I
know that. So here's the tactic, right? I've seen this tactic a million times before from liberal progressive scumbags. It works like this: they go, "Hey, let's do an interview," in order to catch you off guard, and then it really becomes a debate view, right? So that's how it actually ends up going. In this case, they can generally prepare for you, but you're not prepared for them. Having known this tactic for a long time, because I've been in the sphere a long time, of course, I prepared ahead of time and took a look at a lot of your content, including your debate with Rob Noor, which I reviewed live on stream. And not only were you drubbed thoroughly, as well you should have been for your stupid takes, but on top of that, right, it was very clear that you were guiding the conversation towards a debate, and what you're looking for is an angle to move in on. So why don't we just skip with the bullshit and get right to the debate?
So to be clear, like, I don't actually seek out blood sport type debates. I am interested in having normal conversations, and I compartmentalize with people. So I can have, like, I don't dislike Rob. Like, I think his opinions are wrong, but I don't think he's like an evil person. And I'm definitely not trying to farm clips or farm clout or anything like that. But if you want to take an adversarial tone, I suppose we can go down that road. Well,
we're adversaries. You're a neoliberal shill, man. Like, what? How would a guy like me not be adversarial with you? Your secular values are responsible for the destruction of the United States, essentially. Based on the utils of harm. You just got done telling me that you could not actually quantify this kind of harm. And yet when I say...
Nobody can.
Right, but yet when I ask you, if that's the case, and Christians are feeling harmed by this, should they lie anyway and take the harm for the other subset, you say yes. So if you can't quantify it, why in the fucking world would you say that they ought to do it?
How could I possibly quantify it?
Then why are you making an ought on something you can't quantify, lunatic?
You don't need to quantify the broad concept that using slurs could do harm to somebody else's well-being. Why do I need to give you a specific
Because what about the quantification of the fact that if a person, it feels like they're lying, that obviously does them harm. You agree that it does them harm. You just say we can't quantify who's being more harmed, but they ought not do it anyway. That's insanity to me.
I'm not begging you to affirm people's identity. That's the difference. I'm not going to sit here and beg you to do that. I think in most cases that's a waste of time.
Yeah, but you believe that it's morally wrong, right?
Speaking, for my morals.
Yeah, but how could it be morally wrong for you if you can't quantify it?
I'm not making the case that I'm trying to change your mind. I have no sense that I could do that in the first place. This is just something that I think, generally speaking, people should do. You're trying to compare.
Why? You can't quantify it.
You brought up suicide.
Why shouldn't they do it?
You brought up unaliving rates with certain groups. Surely you must understand that the group that has the highest unaliving rates in the world are trans people.
So you can't. So wait. So you can quantify it?
Let me just ask you, as a Christian, when you hear of large numbers of one group that want to take the drastic measure of ending their life, which to me is a horrible tragedy, does it stir anything in you? Does it make you sad?
Yeah, I would prefer, of course, to not see people unaliving themselves.
Okay, great. We found common ground.
Now that I've answered your question, can you answer mine? Again, you refused to. I just gave you a direct yes/no answer. Yes. Very direct, very concise. So let's try this on your end too.
Okay.
If you cannot quantify the harm done by either group, why would you make the ought? Why?
I'm saying I can't get into granular, specific detail and tell you, okay, this harms people 97%, or this harms people 68%. I'm talking about broad concepts. I don't know why you're getting hung up on trying to assign what, like a specific number or percentage?
No, because because here's how your brain works. Your brain assigns a harm doctrine. Thing harmful, thing bad, yes?
In many cases, yes.
Yes, okay, thing harmful,
yes.
Thing harmful, thing bad. So if it is the case that thing harmful, thing bad, then we would need a way to determine which thing's the most harmful to be the most bad, and then we ought not do that thing. In this particular case, I ask you, great, we have this thing you say we ought not do, and you say, but we can't quantify it, so then I ask, why ought we not do it? And you go, I don't fucking know.